How you balance the budget? I love balancing budgets. I really do. Maybe it's the math major in me. But it's where you show the values of a community. It's the singular most important action we take. And so you know how to balance a budget because I've done it for 14 years in a row. And how I have done it is in a number of ways. One, shared sacrifice. I'll give you an example. When the market crashed in 07 and 08, what some units of government did, or businesses or families, we were all hurt by the crashed economy, they did was they eliminated positions. They laid off people. What I did in county government was I went to the 8 unions that I work with every day and said, I don't want to lay you off because you are the deputies that patrol our neighborhoods. You are the social workers that go into dangerous homes on Friday night to keep kids from being beaten. You are the nurses in the nursing home that take care of our moms and dads 24/7. I don't want to lay you off because the people want those services. And so will you work with me, reopen our contracts, and the first year they agreed to a 5% cut in pay. I went back again the next year. Second year they agreed to a 3% cut in pay. I went back a third year. Third year, they agreed to $1 million more contribution to their health insurance. I'm very proud of those 8 unions. I am very proud. And I am proof that Governor Walker not only didn't have to do what he did to balance the budget, but look what it did to our state in throwing out 50 years of worker rights. We got the job done in Dane County by respecting the collective bargaining process. And so that is one example of shared sacrifice of how I do it. Another example is I find new sources of revenue. Let me make this real again. New non-tax revenue. When I was elected 15 years ago, the county runs a landfill. Looked at my landfill, and landfills produce, as this group knows, methane waste gas. Methane gas, big environmental pollutant, bad global warming. So what am I going to do about it? I care about the environment like all of you. So a smart county employee said back then there's this new technology to try it, and see if we can convert the methane to electricity, and maybe we can get the local utility to take it. And I said, well, it's a great idea. Let's try it. But let's set the bar even higher. Let's make money off of this. And so here we are. I can look you in the eye and say Dane County taxpayers are netting $2.7 million a year converting the methane to electricity and selling it back to Madison Gas and Electric, and then negotiated a 10-year contract with them. That's the kind of balancing the budget. A third, and I'll just give you one more example, but by making the policy choices that are your values, unlike what Governor Walker did, he balanced the budget, because we know there's a deficit bigger today than when he took office. The Fiscal Bureau gave us those numbers recently. But what he did was he gave large tax breaks to a few, and then to fund that, did the biggest cut to public education in our state's history. So wrong choices within a budget. I don't believe that large taxes to a few is the right choice, nor does it grow the economy. It never has in this country. That trickle down has never worked. The way you grow economy and grow tax revenues with people not being taxed more is by doing what has always worked in our country, investing in human capital. And the biggest, smartest way it has always worked to invest in human capital is through education. It's not only the way to grow an economy and jobs over the long haul, but in the short term. And one example I will give of what I've produced in this campaign to show that I'm tight with your dollars as you'd want me to be, but smart about how we can do this, if there is a better way, is the cuts that Governor Walker made in his budget cut the technical college system by a third of their state funding, $36 million a year cut in the technical college system. This is a system that began 100 years ago. We're the oldest technical college system in the country, and 1 out of 5 high school graduates go there to get their higher education for their jobs for the rest of their lives. One of the many tax breaks that Governor Walker did last spring, when he said he hoped this trickle-down would work, what alone cost us $40 million a year. It was called the combined reporting tax break. I would undo that tax break that cost us $40 million a year, and that would completely restore the funding for the technical college system. And it's especially important that we do that Because right now, there are about 35,000 jobs that are going hungry for good employees. Welders, nurses of every kind, shape, and size. And where do they get their training? Technical college system. So here, we need jobs, we have job openings. The last thing you want to do is cut the technical college system. So those are the kinds of skills, experience I have. That's my record as a county executive. And that's why I'm eager, day one, to get our state back on track and be a great partner to your fabulous legislative delegation here.